Hello traders, Rich here, and here's a quick but detailed update on GBPAUD. As usual, if you guys like video analysis, let me know in the comments or simply leave a like. So let's get started. As we clearly see, GBPAUD has been stuck inside a horizontal range for a while, so as usual, we'll be trading the range. We'll be looking for buy setups around the lower bound just like previously, and sell setups around the upper bound also if you remember previously. For now, let's take it step by step. We'll be looking for buy stops since price is approaching the lower band, and we'll be trading the range until eventually, of course, it will be broken upward or downward. By break upward, I mean a break above the upper band and also above this horizontal resistance. In this case, we'll be looking for buy stops on the retest. Vice versa, to break the lower band, we also need to break this horizontal resistance from daily and weekly. In this case, we'll be looking for such setups on its retest. But for now, around the support, looking for buy setups. If you remember, I posted a picture analysis about this one, that we are currently around the support area, and as per my trading plan from H4 time frame, I'm waiting for a new swing high to form around the upper trend line to consider it my trigger swing, and then buy on to break upward. In this case, when this happens, the stop loss would be below the previous swing low, and we target a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio to have an edge over the market, which would be around the upper resistance zone. Meanwhile, from a short-term perspective, since price is approaching or retesting the lower trend line and this lower bound, also have a demand zone. From a short-term perspective, we'll be looking for buy setups. Here we go. If you zoom into M30 time frame, we got a trend line forming, retesting this demand zone. So also we'll follow the same logic from a short-term perspective until we've got this big swing from H4 time frame, right? So for now, I'm waiting for a new swing high to form around the upper trend line to consider it my trigger swing, and then I'll be buying on break upward. Here we go. When this happens, the stop loss would be as usual above the previous swing low, sorry, below the previous swing low, and we'll target a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, which would be around the upper trend line. Okay, that's basically it. And meanwhile, until the buyers activate, until the buyers break above the last minor high, which we saw this trend line here, this channel, we would be bearish and we can still trade lower before breaking above the last high from M30 or even break the zone downward, as mentioned from daily. Before we continue, I want to tell you about Tickmill. Tickmill is established in 2014 and is one of the leading Forex and CFD brokers with registered users from more than 200 different countries. Tickmill is a no-dealing desk and ECN broker regulated in many countries like the UK, Cyprus, and recently in South Africa. With Tickmill, you can trade a wide range of instruments, starting from Forex to indices, commodities, and even crypto. Most importantly, with very low spreads and trading fees. If you don't have an account yet, make sure to create one using my referral link in the description below to benefit from 5% discounts on your trading fees. And let's continue. As we clearly see, EURCHF has been overall bearish for a while, making lower highs and lower lows, trading inside this falling brown channel. However, we are currently approaching the lower bound, which I consider an oversold area or even a non-horizontal support. Moreover, we've got this all-time low that price is retesting now, which is also acting as a demand zone, as we had an aggressive and immediate movement from it. So this zone is indeed a massive one to look for buy setups because it is the intersection of this demand and the lower brown trend line. But of course, no matter how strong a rejection zone is, no matter how strong a support is, we always zoom into lower time frames and wait for the buyers to take over before we buy, because it can still be broken down or even dive inside it before trading higher. If we zoom into H4 time frame, this is our last major high. So for the bulls to take over from a medium term perspective, we need to see a break above it. In this case, we'll be looking for the next impulse movement upward, because for now we are clearly bearish. Starting from here, we've got big impulse movement and price started to make lower lows and lower highs, right? However, since as mentioned we are currently around an oversold area, I'm also looking for a short-term buy to catch this movement from here to here. Of course, we wait for extra confirmation before we buy. Previously, we rejected this green zone, which is the last major high from H4, traded lower, approaching the zone. So as per my trading plan, I'll be waiting for a new swing high to form around the upper red trend line, which would also be lining up with these previous lows. Let me mark them in gray. Here we go. So this would be our trigger. I'm waiting for a momentum candle close above it to buy. Of course, when this happens, so I'm still waiting for this high to fall. When this happens, the entry would be to buy in this case Here we go. And the stop loss would be just below the previous swing low, and we target a 1 to 2 reward ratio, which would be around the upper area. Meanwhile, until this happens and we have a break above the last major high and this zone, EURCHF can still trade lower and lower inside the zone as mentioned from weekly time frame. In this case, we'll be waiting for a high to broken upward to enter our buy. Best of luck, and I'll see you on the next one.